All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krug Show with a 49er video, a little recap of everything that happened down here on a Thursday in Santa Clara. We're brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out. They're in Emeryville. They're in Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. And they do run out. So get there early, get some brisket chili. Tell them that Krug sent you. All right, hot sunny day down here in Santa Clara. The sun was out. I'm getting too much sunburn, which is why I'm going to the hat. Hope you guys like the hat. I borrowed this one from Kev, who's in his closet. Kind of a cool looking design. Got a bunch of people asking me about this hat today too, Kev. So I gotta tell people a little bit about it. But anyway, I don't know much about it, but it's a cool hat. But we're down here, and of course, check out Pig and a Pickle, 2 locations, Emeryville, Corte Madera. They're open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. Get the brisket chili. You won't be disappointed. It's all great. Go say hi to Damon and Mary. Tell them that Krug sent you. All right, 49ers getting ready for the Chargers. Final practice before the final preseason game was today in the hot, blistering sunshine of Santa Clara. Now, the Chargers are planning to start Trey Lance in this game Saturday against the Niners, which should make it all the more juicy. Niners made a trade yesterday, picking up Skyy Moore. He was here today. He was wearing number 6. He was on the practice field, which tells us that he did pass his physical. Whatever paperwork he needed to sign, he signed. The talk is he will play Saturday against the Chargers. Lynch on the morning show with Murph and Marcus praised Skyy Moore as a dual punt returner, and I asked Brant Boyer about that. Is it harder to find guys who are excel at both punt returning and kick returning? He says it really is hard to find guys who are good at both. I think the indication here is that Skyy Moore is not necessarily taking anybody's wide receiver job as much as he's probably taking Junior Bergen's return job. Bergen's been really good as a punt returner at times, but he is not much as a kick returner. And the Niners are looking for a dynamic guy who could probably do both to save a roster spot, so they can use a roster spot for something else, another position. So expect Skyy Moore to get that return job over Junior Bergen. I would almost guarantee it. Tanner Mordecai today was re-signed by the 49ers, and Nate Sudfeld was waived. I guess the 49ers didn't like what they saw from Sudfeld yesterday, or at least plan on not starting. Didn't feel like he could start against the Chargers on Saturday. Mordecai now has been re-signed. So with Mac Jones out and Purdy most likely sitting, I would imagine you're going to see a lot of Carter Bradley and Tanner Mordecai Saturday night at Levi's against the Chargers. So Tanner Mordecai is back. Nate Sudfeld is gone. Working out on the side today was Dom Pooney, Stone Blanton, Jordan Watkins, all making it back from injuries, trying to work their way back. The starting guard combination was Connor Colby and Nick Zakelj. They were your first-team offensive guards. We are expecting Ben Bartch to come back and play the left guard spot, but I would say there's a better than 50-50 chance that Connor Colby, the rookie from Iowa, will be starting at right guard week 1 at Lumen Field in Seattle against the Seahawks. The 49ers D-line, I thought one of the interesting things today is we saw the Niners practicing some 5-man fronts with 3 down linemen and Bosa and Huff out there. And the way Seattle is running the ball, Seattle's run the ball for over 5 yards a carry in both of their preseason games. They are intent on running the ball this year. They were the least running football team in the NFL last year. They passed like 70% of the time or more. Now with Clint Kubiak, they're going to try to run the ball, and don't think for a second that the game plan is not to run the ball down the Niners' throats in week 1. That is the game plan. A lot of Zach Charbonnet, a lot of Kenneth Walker. They're going to try to run it right down the Niners' throats. All these new defenders, new defensive coordinator, a lot of youth on defense. Get ready for a run-heavy Seahawk plan. I asked Robert Saleh about it yesterday, and he said he's already peeking ahead to Seattle, but he knows what I know, that Seattle is going to try to run the ball right down the Niners' throat for 2 reasons. One, to gut the 49ers and their new look defense and all their young players, make them question themselves, make it a 5-alarm fire on that side of the football. But it's also because Seattle's trying to establish their O-line with Gray Zabel, their first-round draft choice, and their run game as a foundation of their offense this year. So get ready for that Saturday night. The one thing that CMC really looks good. In fact, Trent Williams said after practice that he thinks CMC looks fantastic. Guarendo's back on the practice field from his shoulder. He told us yesterday after practice that he's back healthy. That's the 1-2 punch at running back, CMC and Guarendo, and they look pretty healthy today. Now, Jake Moody, for those of you who worry about Jake Moody, start worrying more. He made 3 of the 5 that he tried today, but he missed his 2 longest ones. He missed from 47, and then he clanked it off the sidebar from 54. So, Jake Moody, we can say all the right things, we can hope all the right things. The bottom line is, if he kicks field goals, he'll stick. If he misses field goals, he'll be gone. He made 3 today, he missed 2. That's just not good enough. So hopefully he gets better. Jawan Jennings, no update on his calf injury. He remains out. Lynch did say to Murph and Marcus this morning, though, that, hey, we're getting close to the point where it's time to get on the field. He's not saying that he's disappointed or frustrated with JJ. He said that the Skyy Moore trade was not a message to JJ. If anything, it was probably a message to Junior Bergen. But it's time for JJ to get on the field if he's healthy, and we'll see if he is. He's out with a calf injury. It's concerning because he's had it since March, and it's now August. The other significant concern I think has to be voiced here is that Upton Stout remains out with a calf, and a lot of times those calf injuries can become Achilles injuries. And man, that would be a crushing blow if the Niners wind up losing a player like Upton Stout for any length of time. They're expecting Stout to start at their nickel corner spot on their first team defense. Another good day today for Sebastian Valdez. He had a sack of Carter Bradley. Another good day for Chase Lucas. He had another PBU. Lucas has had a terrific camp. There was kind of like a 5-play sequence at the end of camp, or at the end of practice, where like 4 or 5 different 49ers went to the ground. Now, each time they got back up, but any time you see that, it makes you nervous. There was one play where Trent Williams and CMC both went to the ground on the same play. And everybody's like, oh my gosh, please no, but neither is considered hurt. We talked to Trent after practice, he was laughing about it. We got a little brawl today, a little mini brawl. Jake Brendel and Chase Lucas went at it, with Fred Warner jumping in to defend Lucas and Colton McKivitz jumping in to defend Brendel. Little mini fisticuffs. It really just tells you that the guys are getting tired of hitting each other, and it's time for the games to commence. Pinnock had a big hit today on Pearsall. The biggest hit of the day, of course, was Tatum Bethune. I didn't see who it was, but he blew somebody up. I mean, Tatum Bethune is just absolutely violent. Tariq Owens has very little chance to make the team, but he hurt his chances today. He had a drop of an easy pass right to him, and he dropped it. It's interesting. We talked to Brant Boyer and Trent Williams after practice, and Ricky Pearsall. Boyer said that Jake Moody potentially, his field goal, his 59-yard field goal, potentially could have saved his career. As far as his confidence is concerned. I thought that was a huge statement. It kind of shows how precarious and how kind of iffy the confidence is for Jake Moody. If a preseason 59-yard kick could be so important that it saves your career, I mean, that's a big statement, but Boyer said that today. Trent Williams said afterwards that he thinks Connor Colby really looks good. I asked him about Bryce Huff. He said, man, I'm really glad we have Bryce Huff. He's just a really hard guy to block. He said he's, gets into his low stance. He doesn't give you much of a target area, and he's really, really strong. And then Trent also told us that he felt like CMC really looks fantastic. And then I asked Brant Boyer about Saron Neal, because there's been so much talk about Neal making this team. He hasn't really impressed on the practice field from scrimmage, but Boyer said that Neal, in his mind, has Pro Bowl special team ability, and that he really likes him on a number of different coverage units and thinks that he's a real difference maker. He said they had a hard time blocking him. They had a hard time keeping him out of the plays. Boyer went as far as to say that he sees Neal as a Pro Bowl special teamer. So that was interesting for sure. It was great to hear. All right, that does it for us from Santa Clara. A beautiful day. Check us out tonight at 6 o'clock on the radio on KMBR for Niners Nightly. Brian Peacock's going to stop by at 6:30. We'll hear a little bit from John Feliciano, and we'll see you then. Thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krug Show. Thanks to our good friends at Sharp Corners Sports Cards and Collectibles for being proud sponsors of the Krug Show as well. They are at 205 Cypress Avenue in Pacific Grove, California on the Monterey Peninsula. Call Anthony Catania at 831-521-5264 or check them out on the gram. They're at Sharp Corners 831 on the gram. And thanks to Claw-Daddy Arcades. Follow them on Instagram at Claw_Daddy_Arcades to find a location near you. Tell them Larry Krueger sent you. They got brand new locations opening this year in Capitola Mall in the South Bay, and then Visalia Mall in the Central Valley. So check that out. Thanks to Claw-Daddy Arcades for sponsoring the Krug Show. And thanks to all of you guys for supporting the Krug Show on YouTube.